Hey guys, what's back again for Country. The topic of this video is going to be how to overclocking tutorials. Now, am I an expert on overclocking? No, absolutely not. Am I going to be able to get you started to and able to expand your information on overclocking? Yes. YouTube shout out for today goes to the Pixelfish. Now, I never said I'd only shout you out your YouTube name, so if you actually comment whatever name and whatever other platforms, like for this example, Twitch, go to see the Pixelfish on Twitch. If you want to be in the next YouTube shout out, please make sure to subscribe and leave a comment of what you want me to shout out. Software you're going to be using is very, very easy to use. Just go in the description. You're going to need two little programs here. We're going to need the combustor benchmark, which is going to be like testing the stability of the actual overclock. Now, if you've never overclocked before, overclocking is basically just increasing your clock speed in layman's terms and like basically just making your graphics card overall better. So you're going to download the combustor and MSI afterburner. So you're going to download this one right here, the one that is for Windows 10 or Windows 8, whichever Windows you're running on. Now, I do believe this works. As of my knowledge, this works in every single graphics card. So just make sure it works. It should work. I don't see why it really wouldn't. And I'm just going to load it up right now. Now, here is MSI afterburner. Now, it's going to look a little complicated. There's going to be a few things missing and a few things different that you've noticed about your MSI afterburner in mine. So I'm just going to reset everything back to default. Now this will probably be a different number, this will probably be a different number. So your graphics card will pop up here. I'm using a different default graphics card just because it's something that the average person would have right now. So it's not like a really high-end graphics card, but it's also not really like a really crappy graphics card. So this is about average of what you guys would have, just so you guys can know how far you can actually push your graphics card. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually, see where it says temperature here, temp, you're going to want to click on that, hold and drag all the way to 95. Power limit as well, it's going to be around here, something like that. Make sure these both are all the way to 100%. And then to actually apply this, click check. Now your PC won't actually ever get to 95 Celsius unless there's something seriously wrong with that. Now currently my graphics card is at 34 Celsius, running at 849 megahertz and a base of 2505 megahertz. Now that's fine, it really depends on your graphics card what these are going to be. It doesn't really matter for now though. Now, what you're going to want to also do is click, see where it says auto here, click on that, and obviously now you're going to be able to move it around. So if you go to 100%, you click the check, you're going to hear your fan go all the way up. Now, what I recommend doing, I just keep it at 100 just because I already have really good headphones on already and I don't ever hear my fan while gaming. Just lower it down whatever you feel more comfortable to. So let's say you don't care about the noise, you leave it at 100%. Leave it at 100%. Now, if you really are bothered about the noise, which some graphics cards are louder than others, I would definitely just notch it down just little by little increments until you really can't hear it anymore or you're just comfortable at that noise level. So in my case, since I'm recording a video and I don't want the mic to pick it up, I'm going to leave it around 80. And this is just to overall help your graphics card and keep it cooler. Core voltage, don't worry about that. And now you're going to actually open up combustor. So open MSI combustor. I tried clicking the little K right here. It didn't work. It ran something else. I would not recommend doing that for sure at all because I ran into a little bit of issues. Don't click the K. Actually click on the MSI combustor here. Now set the resolution to whatever you want. It's really not going to matter. Just leave everything default if it does fit your screen and everything, and then run stress test. Now everything is going to go up. Your temps are going to go up. Your core clock might go up. Everything's going to go up. And I have about 107 FPS right now in the MSI afterburner thing. So like as you can notice, the more you increase it, the lower your frames go. I have fraps open just so you guys can see that a little bit easier than this. And as you can see, the more, let's say we open up all the way or super wide, it's going to be at 86, 87. It's going to fluctuate. If you have it really small, it's going to go all the way up. So I'm just going to have it around here just so you can see both in the same screen. Now, you're probably wondering yourself, wait a minute, 87 frames per second is fine. That's more than 60. It's going to be buttery smooth and you're going to be fine. And it is. But in other games, they usually get only 50, maybe 45, 40-ish frames per second in a game. You're going to want to overclock that so you can maybe get to 50 or even push that 60 FPS. Now, here's what you're going to do. With your core clock, you're going to push in increments of, I'd say, about 25, and then press the check. Don't forget to press check mark. And you're going to see a minor jump here, maybe. So I forgot to check words. So like 87, 89, minor jump. So we'll probably be able to push that 90. So core clock, then after that, another increment by 50. Press enter. You got to click right here. I forgot to mention that. You got to click on the number. Press check. It's at 88 right now. 89. So I'm going to go to 65. Now, while you're doing this, make sure to check if there's any artifacts, any little glitch, any little sputter, anything at all. And then you're going to want, after that happens, you're going to want to lower the increments to about 10 or 5 if you want to get very specific. I'd recommend doing it 10, just save some time, and just let it run for about a minute, minute and a half per, you know, per little artifact you see. So let's say you're in game and like something glitches out, just go back into MSI Afterburner real quick, lower it down by 10, and you should be good. So let that go up a bit. We'll go to 75. Check. Now remember, this does depend on what kind of graphics card you have. So don't expect to get higher, or sometimes even if you get lower, which is completely normal. Just suit this to what your graphics card can actually do. So now we're at a stable 89, 90 FPS, just fine. But we want to go higher, obviously. We want to get the most for our money, the most for our graphics card. Now I'm not sure why my CPU limit went down, but I'm just gonna put that back up. Then I'm gonna put this to 100. Hopefully nothing crashed. If your GPU driver does crash, that's fine. Don't freak out. Either your computer will restart or just the whole driver will restart, which will only take maybe a few seconds, and everything will go back to normal, and it will automatically default reset. Now we're at a solid 90 FPS, 91, 92, so it does definitely go up a few frames. And I'm just gonna leave that at 100 for now, because the core clock you can't really push too much, but the memory clock, that's where you can push it by a lot. So this one you're gonna start in increments of 50. Okay. 91, strong 91, 92, 93. Oh, we broke 93. So 93 was our highest. Then we're gonna go to 100. Check. 92, 91, 93 still being our highest. I don't see a 94 yet. Go to 150. Check that. So, oh, we broke 94, 92. So remember, before this overclock, we were barely getting to 90 FPS. So we did get a good, you know, FPS jump. We're gonna go to 200 on the memory clock there. Check that. Now you're gonna hear your computer working. You're gonna hear that baby working. Trust me. But remember, your fan speed is up. So let's say your temps are you're a little uncomfortable with them, or you just want graphics to be a little bit cooler. Remember to crank that up to 100. It'll be fine. You can handle the extra noise. Trust me, you'll be fine. 94. I'm not seeing 95 yet, so let's just bump that to 250. Let's see here. Let's see how far we can go. We broke 95, so it does increase it by, I'd say, around 6 or 5 FPS, depending on what game you're in, depending on what program you're in. Just jump it to 300. I wouldn't usually stop at that 250 mark, but you know, I'm just gonna keep going until you see any little artifact. So you can even full screen it. So like at full screen, I go way down to 45 FPS. And then if I minimize it, it goes way up to 90. Okay. And let's just bump up the core clock just to screw it. 125. Oh, what did I do? Oh, that'd be very bad. 125. Press check. 94, 96. We broke to 96. I don't want to push it any more past that, but you know what? We're going to do that anyway. 150. We're at a stable 150, 96, 97. So you could possibly even get maybe even 10 FPS more overclocking. I do recommend, definitely recommend doing that. I don't know if I'm going to test this out with games or not and show you. This is pretty much all the proof you need that overclocking is recommended. Let's push it to 175. Ooh, it's getting up there. It's getting quite up there. Like, I'm actually not surprised we haven't gotten any artifacts yet. Check. 97, 98. Ooh, can we push it to 100 FPS? 97. I don't know if we're going to be able to push it to 100 FPS, but we're going to try. So you're probably looking at the GPU temp, or probably glanced at it. It's at 64 Celsius, which is 147 Fahrenheit. That's fine. When you're playing in games, that's probably what graphics card was getting to anyway without you even noticing. This is probably one of the first times you've ever even like looked at your temps. So let's just do it. Let's push it. 200. We're gonna break 100. We're at 99, 97. Okay. Should we keep boosting it? Should I boost the memory clock too? I want to keep going till I get an actual artifact. Now I do not remember what my old. This is my first time overclocking this graphics card, just because I have a other graphics card I usually have in my system. But this is just so I can have an average. That might have been too much. Oh, okay, so we just hit 100 FPS. Remember, guys, look where we started. We started at, we'll see where we started. Let's say you're happy with this core clock. You're happy there. So you don't actually have to do this every single time. Remember the numbers every single time you open up Windows. What we can actually do is click this little floppy disk icon right here. And these are all going to flash. If yours probably won't have any of them highlighted, like C1, 2, and 3, there's already a profile saved right there. But if you have some gray, or you should have all of them gray, click on the number 1. But in my case, I'm going to click number 4. And boom, it's saved into that profile. So every time you go into Windows, it's going to be there. Also, if you want the MSI Afterburner to start up when Windows starts up, so it's always overclocked all the time, you just click this, and it's going to be, the overclock is going to be applied every time you open up Windows, which I highly recommend. So just for the sake of being the sake of, I'm just going to keep overclocking until I see an artifact. So I'm going to just bump it up to 250, just because I know it's probably going to artifact there, just so you guys can see what it's like to see that. Oh, see? Oh, my whole computer crashed. Oh, did it just reset? Is it resetting? So my drivers did crash. I'm just gonna reset everything just because it's I just want to help the computer out real quick and reset everything. MSI combustor has stopped working. So notice that. Okay, that is fine. So see, my driver did crash, which is completely normal. So I just reset all my settings right here, so it's all at default. So look, it was at 85. I think it was at 88. Yeah, around 85, 88. And we were able to push to 100 FPS. So that's just how big the gap, this is just how big of a gap you can actually fill. And I think when we were fully expanded, I was like at 45 or 40 or 30 something, I'm not sure. But it's just to prove that overclocking is worth it. You should overclock. And I don't want to ramble and make this video too long. If you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to subscribe and comment what you guys think of any mistakes I've done, because I probably have made a few mistakes in the software so far. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Other links in the description. If you want to message me on comments, leave a comment. If you want to join my Discord group, join Discord, which is somewhere else in the description. That's about it. Elmore and Protect Country, and I'm out.